I'm not going to show all the credits again because, well, you saw them the first time. So let's watch the credits roll, or partially, anyways. I just want to talk about my experience with this game personally. Make like a video log about it or something. I already reviewed it, and it really is the reason why I bought a PS2. This and Final Fantasy XII. When it came in with the demo for Final Fantasy XII, I was really excited for that. And in my opinion, Dragon Quest VIII really started off. It started like a return to the JRPG. Not to say that the JRPG never really went away. I mean, but let's take a look at, you know, JRPGs from like 2001 to 2005. I mean, what JRPGs really came out besides Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, which, you know, all opinions aside, objectively, those games were not nearly as good as the ones that came before it. I mean, even Final Fantasy VIII, at least it tried, but Final Fantasy X was just, it completely went in left field. Final Fantasy X-2, all the way in left field. And then the Xbox started making games. It made Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, and other games like that. But you didn't really see many JRPGs from 01 to 05. And then when this came out with the Final Fantasy XII trailer, which Final Fantasy XII I think is a very underrated JRPG that really needs to be recognized because it's a good game. I'm not saying it's the best Final Fantasy, but it's definitely probably in the middle of the road, where everyone else wants to rate it last because, well, it came out for the PS2, so it has to suck. No, I'm not like that. I take an objective view, especially when I play games like this. And objectively, this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's right up there. It's right up there with Mega Man X and Final Fantasy IX and Earthbound and Zelda. The second one, Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, which, in my objective view, is miles ahead of everything that came after it because it had an experience system and it implemented it very well. So yeah, I mean, that's why I think a lot of games go underrated too. I mean, this game is definitely underrated. I mean, I think back to late 2005, early 2006. What was really popular? First-person shooters were just starting to make a really big scene. The scene for first-person shooters for FPS really started to just skyrocket. So games like this were really, like I said, they were in left field. So I love this game for what it is, and what it is a fantastic JRPG with tons of replay value, which is tantamount to a JRPG. You know, you can level up swords with the governor, and then level up something else in your second playthrough, and then something else in your third, you know what I mean? And you can have a completely different experience every time. That's what really sells a JRPG for me, is replay value. What else has a ton of replay value? Final Fantasy XII definitely has replay value. You know what I mean? The Elder Scrolls games have replay value. And honestly, this game, starting with this game, you began to see JRPGs that had replay value again, because this isn't the knock, but underrated games that weren't even blips on the radar, like Earthbound and Final Fantasy IX and what else? Another few here and gone games that have the Xenogears games and the Xenosaga games, and even the Suikoden games. I didn't really play much Suikoden, but whatever. We'll say Xenosaga, the Tales of, and Earthbound and Final Fantasy IX. Those games did not have replay value. Final Fantasy IX, yeah, we got Trode talking. I don't care, but whatever. I can't forward this at all. Yeah, damn right it did. Thanks for ruining my vlog, you idiot.
I think that you would have been Prince of Argonia had things been different.
Yeah, well, me and Charmels did the initiation at the same time, pretty much.
Indeed.
Yeah. Puts everything together.
True to those old promises made so many years ago.
We fulfilled it anyways.
Now you two
It's like how he says poo.
it's
pretty hilarious.
Destiny.
Damn right.
Never mind that now, Father. Look, we're home. Home for good.
Yep. Captain of the soldiers, done good. I don't know if he was still a grunt or not, but who knows. Anyways, that's why all these underrated games have now become kind of overrated. Earthbound especially. I went over this in my Earthbound playthrough, but Earthbound was beaten by Chrono Trigger in pretty much every aspect. Chrono Trigger had a lot more replay value. It had a lot more customization. It had multiple endings. It was a better game than Earthbound, and I'm being objective about that. Earthbound was just like, it had replay value just because of the nostalgia factor. But take that nostalgia factor away from Earthbound, and you do have a very average game. Yeah, it did have, different, it had a little bit of customization, especially with Jeff and using the stuff that he fixes, but, that's neither here nor there. But comparing that game, that underrated game, to this underrated game. Same with Final Fantasy XII. Those two, this and Final Fantasy XII beat Earthbound hands down. And contend with Final Fantasy IX. Although Final Fantasy IX, in my opinion, also has some replay value to it too, but either way. Anyways, what are my plans for gaming in the summer, for the rest of the summer? I'm done with Dragon Quest VIII. I might show off a few more things here, there, I don't know, who knows. I'm actually going to play Dragon Quest I and II. What I'm going to do for Dragon Quest I and II is I'm going to play the NES versions and the Super Nintendo versions. Very similar to, similar to Final Fantasy I that I did 2 years ago, where I would record one port and then record another port, and whatever noticeable differences existed, I showed them off. I'm going to do the same thing with Dragon Quest I and II. I've actually already started doing like a level up compilation of me, where I'm just recording me grinding in Dragon Quest I, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare that to grinding in Dragon Quest I for the SNES port. So that's going to be quite an interesting group of videos. Will it be boring? Sure, but it'll definitely see what kind of differences in playtime you get in between those two games. Don't know if I'm going to do that with Dragon Quest II. I kind of want to, but Dragon Quest II is a bigger game, and I might just explain like what the differences are. I mean, the differences in the XP growth in Dragon Quest I and Dragon Warrior 1 for the NES are really far, but Dragon Quest II kind of paces out the same way. Dragon Quest II, the remake, is a lot more balanced than Dragon Warrior 2, obviously. So that's going to be my plan there. I'm gonna be doing Saga Frontier for the entire summer, and then in fall I'm gonna do Breath of Fire 1. I'm gonna do that. I don't know if that's gonna be a first string playthrough or a second string one. So it'll be either one or the other. I really haven't found a good game that I really want to play yet. A really good, like, I don't know if I want to do Final Fantasy XII, because that'll take me a whole year. And if I'm like really aggressive with the recording of it, and I can really get things done really quickly in that game, and I haven't played Final Fantasy XII in a while. What else can I do? Final Fantasy VI. I might do Zelda Ocarina of Time. I have that downloaded for my Wii. And that's a pretty large scale game that I could make into a first string playthrough. So I have options, obviously. but I want to make challenge runs for all these, and that's where the biggest thing is going to come in. So yeah, I'm also moving in a month. That's going to make it a lot easier for me to record too, because, you know, instead of the guy I'm living with now, the new guy I'm living with, he's actually a buddy of mine. So I've told them about my presence on YouTube and stuff like that, and how I do videos like this. So whatever. But yeah, so Dragon Quest VIII is officially in the books. We are done playing this game. Wow, how long this? Let's see, from November to June. So a good 8 months I took playing this game. So there you go. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm gonna do some more Saga Frontier, and probably in a week or so I'll start with Dragon Quest I. Alright, so there you go. That's my schedule for the summer. If I go to any more bowling tournaments, then I'm probably going to do some more bowling tournament footage too, because that made a pretty big splash. In fact, one of the I think, yeah, one of the damn it, I'm at a loss for words. I'm trying to find words, damn it. One of the directors of the tournament watched the final round, and he was like, "Oh my God, you have a YouTube channel. You put all this stuff on YouTube. That's pretty badass." So I don't know. Maybe they're going to be expecting me to record for the next one, but who knows? Anyways, hope you had fun watching this as much as I have had fun making it. This game has been playing this game through has been quite an experience for me. I love it. If you haven't bought it, you can probably get on Amazon and buy it for really cheap. If you have a working PS2. Hopefully when the PS4 comes out, they'll be able to make backwards compatible games with the PS1, 2, and 3, but who knows. Yeah, I don't know if the new gen stuff is going to be backwards compatible, or they could have it available for download. I know downloadable games are starting to hit their stride. But anyways, I'm done rambling on. I got some even more recording. I got to record Saga Frontier today too, so alright. This is the Big Jew telling you to keep being awesome. Peace.